Should I do the? Here, you know what? I'm gonna have the stove inset on the main thing, but it's just gonna be like top corner, and I'm not gonna worry about where the camera is and everything. This looks pretty stupid. Oh, man. Oh, the hotkeys got changed. Oh, is the stream working? Oh, hello there. Hello, everyone. Oh, this is weird. I don't know if this is gonna sound very good. I don't know if it's. I think it's gonna look okay. But oh man, it's very strange.
You're a little.
I'm a little what?
You're a little cut off.
I'm a little cut off. Oh, because I was using you as the test.
Yeah.
Oh man, and you're very short, and I am not.
Very short.
You can just tilt it up a little bit there. It sounds okay, a little more echoey. Yeah, it's gonna sound a little more echoey than normal. No, Janelle, no, don't do that. Well, I mean, I guess you can do that, but that's not the way we want to do it.
Kind of word's gonna get cut off if you tilt it up anymore.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I don't know. This is all a work in progress. But this is for Twist. This is a backer request for Twist. I guess that's fine. And I don't know. We're starving, so we're just gonna make some food. I think I don't know. My plan was to make. God, this is so strange because I have to actively focus on looking into the camera now instead of streaming, where you can just basically be a waste of a person and nobody cares. It's bizarre. I don't like it. Well, the other thing I don't like is that I can't see chat. I'm gonna have to focus on like only moving my eyes to look at chat.
Oh, now you can see this. Is this gonna bother you?
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. You may as well come on the camera now.
Oh, jeez.
Toby's gonna be bugging us.
Well, then pick him up and show everybody Toby.
Come here.
So I guess we're gonna just make egg sandwiches, which is like a very easy thing that we do a lot, and just a little scrambled egg, a little bacon. No, you know what? We're not gonna do bacon. I don't need this. Why did I think we're gonna do bacon?
Because you were going.
No, we're gonna do that sausage, that good sausage.
Oh, right.
And then we got Janelle's sourdough loaf here, which she just made. That looks incredible. And so
It's okay.
yeah.
Let's not give me too much credit.
So I guess if I'm going to do the sausage, the first thing I'm going to do is cook up that sausage. So this is very exciting. So we got this incredible sausage from Zingerman's, which is a oh gosh, I don't know. It's a deli technically, but they bake things, they do all kinds of things, and they ship nationwide. And they make a lot of baked goods in house, but they also grab food from all over the country that they like, and then sell it in the store, but also ship that out. So we got this Grandma Broadbent's smoked county sausage.
It's very good.
And it's like this sausage that they hang in cloth bags and then smoke it for a couple of days. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna just like, I guess this is funny because we just moved in here, so I'm not even that like familiar with the kitchen yet. But I'm just gonna fry this up in a pan, and then we'll get into the eggs. First amazing kitchen trick. This is a Janelle trick. Why are you like awkwardly standing like half on camera, half off camera?
I don't know.
Well, come onto the camera if you're gonna be here. Yeah, yes, right underneath the thing that blocks your face.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, good. This is a Janelle trick. So squeeze bottles. Squeeze bottles are incredible.
Yeah, those ones suck though. We need to get new ones.
Yeah, these ones are terrible. No, they're fine. They're fine. But these things, so you can get, and I'll just hold this up. It's so nice. You can tip this thing, and it'll sort of dribble a little bit. That's why it kind of isn't the best. They usually have caps.
Oh,
This,
I like. I mean,
but-
I like. I don't.
Oh, you
find
like
the
the
cap.
dribble?
I don't find the cap necessary. I like that you can just get a teeny tiny bit out of
Yeah.
once.
But really what you're going for here is instead of having to like get your big thing of canola oil or olive oil
Yeah,
and like
that's
try
right.
to do the
And
thumb
it's
trick
too
or whatever, or
much,
like
and
it's a disaster. With this, you can just kind of go boom and squeeze out just as much as you want, and they don't cost anything. They're like 99 cents or something,
Yes.
and you can throw them out when they get gross. It's perfect. And
what are these, 16 ounces? Or those are
I don't know.
probably
They're
16.
500 mils, so.
So yeah, it's about 16 ounces.
But it's really, really handy to have. We have one for olive oil, vegetable oil. We should probably just have a bunch for everything and label them.
Yeah.
But, we just moved in here, so this is a bit of a work in progress still. Anyway, I can kind of read chat. It's a little harder than streaming. Anyway, so I'm just gonna grab this sausage out of here.
Am I your sous chef? Am I
Yeah, I
throwing
guess
this
you're
way?
my prep chef. And the sausage is a little hard to work with. I found that you can kind of, because it's in a cloth bag. I found you're blocking the camera completely.
Oh, sorry.
You just have no
Traction's
awareness
there.
of like
The
where these things
traction's
are.
there.
Yeah. So I found that if you just sort of pinch off like half of this and then kind of splooge it out like a toothpaste tube. I'm just saying you do it like toothpaste. Anyway.
Toby is just staring at us from the opposite end.
Yeah,
of
Toby
our
has no
apartment.
idea what to do with himself here. We do kind of need like a Toby cam for this, maybe.
Well,
Because when Kenji does his stuff, he has the head-mounted
and then he
display,
feeds,
and he
feeds
can
his
look
dog,
down
which
and
is
show
very
the
cute.
dog. We don't have such a thing, so we're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can we move this over there? I guess that would be ugly.
Yeah, it would be. So I'm gonna do just half a pound for the two of us here, with a little vegetable oil in the pan, and I'm gonna break it up into just like 2 patties because I'm just gonna have one per sandwich, and yeah, it is hard to work with this bag. But oh my god, I wish you guys could smell this. I know that's like what
smells
it's
really good.
that's what every like food person who's on television says. Like, oh, it smells so good. It really like the smoky like herby scent of this is outrageous. And I would recommend this stuff. You can get it from Grandma Broadbent's store or whatever. I think if you just like Google that. But so I'm gonna just with my hands break these up into 2 equal chunks of sausage and just kind of smash it down into a patty.
I guess we should have done
And,
just a plastic bag. That's not very eco-friendly.
What, we're worried about eco-friendly right now?
Yeah.
We compost. We've got like everything going on.
Compost.
It's pretty extreme.
Oh, what are you doing, stinky
Um,
boy?
So mirror you aim at Toby so camera can see. Not a bad idea. Okay. So we're gonna smash these down. You know what I just realized what's gonna be tough about this? Maybe I'll have to use that weird voice attack thing I was using for
Stack?
for the Mountain Blade streams because I can't change the scene with like gross hands.
Do you need me
You
to
know?
do it?
Well, actually, I guess your hands are clean now, so you can just put this on the stove, and then I guess I don't need to change the scene because we have it inset there. Anyway, okay,
Yeah, I don't think you need to change it.
just throw that on the stove.
Are you gonna use a non-stick here? I guess do it.
Yeah.
How hot?
We're gonna start at medium heat. Our stove is incredibly hot, and it does not take much to get going. So I use this. I don't need it. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do medium heat for the old sausage, and here actually, I see I need something also that I can just like heat off of that. So it's just gonna sit in the pan there, and ideally would I have preheated that pan? I guess, but it'll form a nice crust over time, and I don't really care that much. This is gonna be, by the way, I'm not gonna really care too much about like being super finicky if I'm gonna do more of these because really the idea is to just like highlight efficient tricks in the kitchen that we've learned that like everybody can do that aren't. I'm not gonna be super concerned. I'm not gonna be all Alton Brown with this. I don't measure my my rice by weight, But anyway, really the point of this was to do eggs. So let's do the eggs. Let's go in here.
Yes, I turned it on.
I don't know what you're doing. Okay. So eggs. There's so many ways to make eggs, and particularly scrambled eggs. I've experimented with every single kind of scrambled egg procedure, and I'm going to share with you my favorite version of them. Obviously, this is debatable, but this is just the way that I have found. One, it's really easy to do. Two, it tastes incredible when you get done. There's really no way to screw it up. That's the other thing.
That's not true.
It is true. It is true.
Eggs
So
are
this
very
thing,
easy to screw up.
yeah, this is
Turn
Here,
it down.
let me get to that. Where's our spatula?
Which section?
And you.
Fish fry?
Oh yeah.
Don't bend it that much.
It's fine. Okay. So, eggs.
Do you want me here? It seems like you don't want me here.
It seems like I'm frustrating you.
Well, you're bending the fish turner.
That's what it's meant to do.
No.
We have this fish spatula. It's great. Get a fish spatula.
It's
They're
not meant to
fantastic.
it's not meant to be use that much pressure. It's for delicate stuff.
Okay, well, I'm not a delicate cook. So, all right, eggs. I don't do the I don't do the one-handed crack, but what I am gonna do is put them right into the pan with no other bullshit. So like scrambled eggs, a lot of people will they'll put them in a bowl, they'll whip them up, they'll like beat the air into them. That was like a very like Julia Child thing for a while there, and Jacques Pepin and all those guys. Yeah, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And the other thing about cracking the egg, so like you know what? I will do it. I will do it on the table just to make Janelle happy.
Yes, don't do it on the side of the pan.
The egg shell is where the salmonella lives, right? So in theory, cracking it on the pan, bad form. I will often be lazy. I will do the edge of the pan where I know I'm not going to let it touch anything. But we'll be like especially careful today in this age of viruses, and I'll go on the table. And so you can crack on the table, and then when you're done, you just Lysol your table. So we're going to just do that. So I'm going to do, I guess, probably 6 eggs for the two of us.
Also, if you guys are looking for a compost bin, this is the OXO one, and it's very good. We like it.
Oh, yeah. The nice thing about a compost bin is that you, for something like this, there's no like major distance that you have to travel to get your egg into the thing. Like, I mean, you can always just like put a little paper towel down or like a bowl or something, but just putting the eggshell right in the compost bin is super convenient. So we're gonna do 6 eggs. Does the audio sound bad now that there's something cooking? I'm curious. This is just a massive test. I have no idea if this is gonna work at all.
Yes, Prub Machine, this is from IKEA, this cutting board. It's like $6. No, maybe it's like $12, but for a wooden cutting board, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
And we've had it for, I think we got it when we first moved to Vancouver because we didn't bring our stuff with us. So we bought it when we
think so.
We bought it when we moved.
We've
into
had it
our
a while,
furnished-
yeah.
Our furnished place.
Here, I just got my hands all gross, so I'll
Oh,
throw
no,
this
these,
up.
those go in there. This is recycled.
Yeah, I know. We almost need like a washing hands camera with like some kind of adjusted audio
Oh, yeah, this is
setup.
also Nick is going to teach you how to wash your hands, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. We don't have a camera for it. Okay. I'm a pretty aggressive hand washer, but I will cut my usual like 30-second routine down to 20 for the stream's sake. What happened to our dish? Oh.
Audio is basically a little bit of nice cooking ASMR. Things are cooking ASMR.
Oh, good. Okay.
Also,
all right.
Kiyomi said they broke his fish spatula.
Okay.
Fish spatula doing that.
That's fine.
So.
All right, whatever.
That's my all-clad. It's my very nice.
Okay.
It's my only all-clad thing that I've ever bought for myself.
So for the eggs, and I'm actually going to turn this down because what I realized is I was thinking in my head that we were going to do bacon and I was going to give me a lot more time. So for the eggs, I'm not going to do, so one, never pre-season. This is the thing that everybody fucks up with eggs. They salt them ahead of time, bad idea, not a good idea. They also, people will throw in things like milk or water, completely unnecessary. So what I do, I break up the yolk just a little bit, right? I get it going. I don't want to beat the egg. I don't want to get air into it. I just want to mix the yolks into the whites a little bit.
Toby really likes the noise you're making.
Yeah, Toby's
Those yolks.
extremely excited by anything that's like a knocking sound.
That's nice.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm just gonna get it incorporated basically as much as I can without beating incessantly. Yeah, you don't need to heat the pan first. You don't. In fact, you don't want to. And I'll show you why in a second. At least for this method. Obviously, you can make an omelet if you want. You can make a fried egg with a heated pan, obviously. That's the way you would do it. You'd preheat the pan. But for scrambled eggs, I want to do a slow heat. And this is...
This is kind of French-ish
Yeah.
style scrambled
Yeah.
eggs where you do.
So, like, this is, like, where I'm going to stop. And it's not, like, super... It's a little hard to see, actually. But, like, it's not super incorporated, but it's, you know... The thing with this method is you're gonna basically be constantly stirring, so it doesn't really matter. You got a knife for me? Thanks. So here's the thing. This is not gonna be like a low-fat thing. So for 6 eggs, I'm probably gonna use
Oh my
like
God.
maybe like 2. See, Janelle doesn't even know what I put in her eggs when I make her eggs. She's finding out now.
No, I used to make eggs for you, and I wouldn't do that much butter because I don't think you
Yeah,
need it.
I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons
It's like
of butter.
That's
for-
3
for-
tablespoons.
No, that's 2. That's 2. I dare you. It's 2 exactly on the paper. I want everyone to see. Hold it up. Hold it up.
All right, it's less,
Didn't even look at the paper when I cut that. This is 2 tablespoons of butter.
It looks like a lot.
It's just a knob of butter, basically. You don't have to be precise. It doesn't matter. And honestly, just like right into the pan. Okay, you don't have to care about anything really. Just drop it in that pan. So now we're gonna go to Cool Cam. Oh, there's Cool Cam. All right, so we're on Cool Cam now. So the audio's probably gonna get worse, but it's a compromise and it's a work in progress. I'm gonna flip our sausage here. Oh yeah, we're looking good. And I'm gonna take it off the heat for a minute because I can tell that the pan is a little too hot, and so it's so loud it's kind of hard to talk. Something I've learned with cooking is that you can't be afraid to like take things on and off the heat, and it's if you think of it just like a progress bar, you know. It becomes a lot easier because what you realize is that there's no timer that's saying like, oh, I've got to, once the heat's on and it says the recipe says medium heat, I have to leave it on medium heat or everything's ruined or whatever. It's like, no, I can tell this pan's a little too hot, it's cooking a little too fast. I'm gonna just take it off the heat for a second, let it slow down, and then when I want to put it back on the heat, I'll just slide it back on there on low heat. So for the eggs, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start really low. Like on our stove, I'm gonna go like just slightly above low. For a normal stove, this stove is so hot. For a normal stove, I would probably do like halfway between low and medium. And what we're gonna do first, what you're gonna see is the butter's just gonna slowly melt into this. And what you want to do is and you don't have to be, this is the thing, like when I first started making eggs this way, I was really mindful of the process and constantly stirring. You do kind of want to constantly stir,
but it's not that big of a deal if you step away for a second. The idea, though, is that as the butter is melting, you really want to make sure it's fully incorporated into the egg. You don't want like a pool of butter like on this side of the pan, and then just, you know, egg over here, and then you got to like stir it in while the egg is already like. What you don't want is you don't want the egg to cook enough to where the butter can't get incorporated. So, what's happening with Toby?
Toby's just licking the floor underneath his
Oh, Toby's licking the floor. So, if you want, get a dog, and you never have to clean your floor.
It's a secret. Yes, this is basically Gordon Ramsay's eggs.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I mean, this is a very English way of doing eggs, I think. I mean, like, I've seen a lot of old English people, like Ian McKellen does eggs similar to this. You can, and he did them on YouTube, he did them in a pot. You can do this in a pot. I don't really, it doesn't really matter. I just use a nonstick pan because I would rather do it in a nonstick and not have to clean a pot.
This is not fancy butter, sorry, I don't know any questions, but it's just clover, which is...
well, the microphone's over here now, so you're talking into that.
It's just clover butter, which is just like, it's nice.
Clover is really good.
It's Bavaria butter, but yeah, it's not like crazy expensive or anything.
Yeah. I mean, you can use Irish butter if you want. You can use whatever fancy butter you want to use. Yeah. So the other thing with the sausage, right? I didn't form these patties as nicely as I wanted to. I was kind of feeling a little rushed. And this is like the Dark Souls of cooking, right? Where I'm gonna perform better off stream, but whatever. I don't really care that much. The thing I do care about is actually getting it cooked, right? So here's another good thing that you want. Let's go back to Cool Cam number 1. So this is the most valuable thing in the kitchen that I own. This is incredible. This thing. This is a Thermapen. It sells for like $100. You have to own it. If you don't own it, you're basically flying completely blind. You need it. You gotta have one. Basically, it's just a thing that's got a needle on the end of it like this.
It's an instant read thermometer.
It's an instant read thermometer, and we're going to use it on the sausage here in a minute, and I will show you how it works. But you have to have it.
It's very good.
So, see, look, I already stepped away from my eggs, and we're just going to like make up for lost time, and just keep stirring. What you're looking for here is you don't want the heat high enough that you're getting cooked egg on the bottom of the pan yet. You want to wait. You want that to happen like well after the butter has melted. You just do not. You're not making an omelet. You gotta wait. Okay, so this is the Thermapen. Let's see. I need like a monitor over here actually. Okay. So oh yeah, there we go. So see how it's reading the temperature there? It's you can actually use it to measure your air temperature. It's kind of ridiculous,
I've been using it for baking to measure
yeah, there you go.
temperature.
So we're just gonna stick it into the sausage here.
You can't really read it.
You can't read it, but so actually the center of the sausage is 170, so it's done. This says 165. You know, and I don't really, I don't freak out about just poking it in several different places. I think all that hype over like, oh, you're letting the juices out of like literally anything in the world for I think like 10 years there was super overblown. You can poke your steak as much as you want to. It's fine. It's not a big deal. This is pretty done. This is like very done. So I'm gonna just like basically take it off the heat. Okay. And in fact, what I'm gonna do. See, I mistimed things. This is good. This is a good demo of like what happens when you fuck up. I mistimed this in a way that was predictable because I thought we were going to do bacon. But I'm going to actually just throw so I'm going to do American cheese for this sandwich. And rather than, we could, no, I'm going to do this the fancy way. And that way it'll actually be timed properly. So we're going to let the sausage hang out. We're going to let the sausage hang out and not worry about it. It's going to be still pretty warm by the time we're eating, so whatever. That's the other thing I've learned recently is that to not stress out as much about when particular things are done. I really found that a lot of my cooking anxiety which was preventing me from wanting to cook as much, was revolving around like, oh man, if the sausage is done early, then it's going to be cold, and like this thing over here, and it's like, no, in a professional kitchen, even like your restaurant meal is being completed at many different stages of the 30 minutes within your order being taken, and it's not that big of a deal. You can always warm things up. So actually, see, this is already heating up a little bit. This stove is so hot. This is heating up a little bit more than I wanted to, and the way that I know that is I can see these yolk whites, these like dots of yolk, or egg white rather, starting to solidify. So I'm going to actually just take it right off the heat and try and slow it down for a minute. This is a little bit hotter than I wanted, but it's crazy. The low on this stove is like, honestly, it's closer to medium on most stoves. It's pretty ridiculous. But here's the other thing with this is this is a general purpose method. Ideally, like my favorite version of this is the slowest possible version, where you're stirring this for probably 20 minutes. But you can speed it up, and it's still fine. But generally, what you want is something that will resemble kind of a smooth custard at the end, as opposed to a kind of dry, crumbly scrambled egg. And the way that you do that is you just slowly bring it up to temperature. And you keep stirring. Actually, Janelle, do you want to stir this while I make a thing over there?
Sure.
Okay. You have to keep constantly stirring. Okay.
So while Janelle's doing that, I'm gonna make a little sauce for our sandwiches. So two things about this. What happened to our cool little bowls?
What bowls?
Eh.
Ramekin and stuff? They're under.
I'll just use this. So egg sandwiches. You kind of want some fat, and you could probably butter your toast, but there's so much butter in the eggs. It's maybe a little redundant, right? What I like to do is oh man, having the silverware over here is really inconvenient for this. Let's see, this is all we need. Okay, what I like to do is a little, oh man, thank you, Default. I like to do just a little bit of like a chipotle or sriracha mayo. You can put whatever you want on your egg sandwiches, doesn't matter, but this is just what I'm gonna do. And so I'm gonna just mix like a pretty decent amount of mayo together with, now normally I would do sriracha, but we don't have any because of this stupid virus. So I'm gonna use, I guess, Trader Joe's jalapeno pepper hot sauce, whatever.
It's good.
Yeah, it's fine. And you could obviously do this separately from the you could put mayo on your bread and then put hot sauce on the thing. It doesn't really matter, but the fancy way would be to just incorporate them together, and that way actually you can kind of tell like, oh, well, I probably want a little more hot sauce for this amount of mayo because generally I want it to be sort of a nice pink color, and just kind of mix it up until you get.
Oven on anymore, do we?
No, we don't need the oven at all. Whoops. Anyway, I died. I didn't do it right. Okay, so what we're going for is something that's like kind of that color. Not the color on the spoon, but the, here, let me try and get the spoon off of here. So something like this color. This is a nice sort of orange, like light orange. Oh, thank you, Half Loaf. Really appreciate that. Just sort of a pale orange level of spice. And we're just gonna, so maybe I should just do the bread right now while you're, how's that coming?
The bread.
Oh, you want to cut the bread? Okay, Janelle's gonna cut her bread.
Yay.
So go for it.
Okay, you do this.
Oh, this is actually, this may, I might just pull this on like half heat now, because it's actually coming along a little fast. Do we have another spatula, you know?
What kind?
Just any kind.
I don't think so.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You know what I'll use for that then? I'll just use some tongs. How's it look? Ooh,
it's a little dense,
It's a little
but-
dense, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some bubbles in
There's
there.
some bubbles.
You know what? We kind of want it dense for an egg sandwich. Here's the thing. This is going to be really good, and it's going to work well because of how dense it is. But for an egg sandwich like this, generally what I would usually use is just either like, ideally like a brioche hamburger bun, or any kind of hamburger bun, and then underneath that probably just like a typical sandwich bread. Because you're gonna have a lot of like liquidy things, and you don't want the stuff just kind of soaking through. This is gonna work fine because this isn't too porous. So I guess just cut us like 4 slices.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay, so we're cooking. Man, this heat is just way too high. So here, let's while you're doing that, let's go back to this cam. So this is a common problem, right? You know, I've stepped away. I like got distracted by my dog and my girlfriend. The egg's cooking a little bit faster than I wanted it to. So what we do is we slide off the heat just a little bit, and we just start to like break up the eggs, because what you're going for is just a small curd of egg. You don't want like big, like omelet-sized chunks of egg. You're going for a custard, right? So you want to just make sure that everything is kind of breaking up. And I'm not worrying too much that that's not gonna be perfect, but you're just kind of shooting for that general zone. What's Toby doing?
He's eating.
Oh, he's eating all the crumbs from the bread as Janelle cuts it. Good. But yeah, so I can tell I'm slowing down the cooking of this pretty well by sliding it off the heat here. Yeah, it really does take a lot of attention to nail this. Whoa. Let's get that ASMR going. Crusty bread sound. Yeah, Toby's just eating everything. We do kind of need another webcam. We need a Toby cam that's just at our feet.
We can't just top
It could just
down
be slightly
on the floor.
above feet, or maybe top down. Yeah, top down might work. This is fine. I don't want this to take all day, because we would like to actually plate this at some point, but normally this would go a little bit slower. But you can see the egg is like this dark, kind of nutty color, which is what you're going for with that butter. And it's just going to give it like this insane rich flavor. Let's just get it going. Have you ever tried making them over a pan of simmering water? It's a very slow way of doing it, but it's pretty nice. Kiyomi, I assume that would be maybe even like an easier way of ensuring that you don't overcook them. I mean, that makes sense. That's like a double boiler technique, right? I mean, that you can do that for all kinds of foods, but that would make sense to me. Anyways, so this is the way that you make eggs, and I'm gonna just shout over the top. Wow, that's really crusty.
It's very crusty.
Frampus asks, could you use margarine for the eggs? I mean, you could, yeah. You can use anything you want in your eggs, right? You could put heavy cream in here. You could put, well, you wouldn't want to. You gotta be careful about cream, obviously, but you could do all kinds of things. Creme. So the Thomas Keller, the famous chef in California here, he does creme fraiche in his eggs, and he folds it in.
Gordon Ramsay also does creme fraiche.
Gordon Ramsay does creme fraiche. It's just, if you can find creme fraiche, you can make creme fraiche, whatever. But this is gonna be like, whatever, average chef stream, because I'm just never gonna bother with creme fraiche unless I'm putting on like a party or something. This is like typical Sunday eggs. So we're getting there. I mean, the thing that the pot allows is that only there's a smaller surface area for the eggs to cook, and so you don't have to worry about it as much. It's a little easier to stir in a pot. I suppose if you had a non-stick pot, that might actually be the ideal way of doing this. But me about nonstick pans. You almost done with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I need your help.
Just the bottom of this is super thick, so it's very hard to cut.
Toby's very excited for this. Just use what you have. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. You do my
It's very
my
crazy.
strength there. Okay.
No.
All right, you good?
Yes.
Okay. Can you switch over to eggs?
Yes.
Okay. Keep that going. So I'm gonna do a dumb thing that it may not work perfectly. I'm gonna try it. I haven't tried it in a while. This is a way. So I want my American cheese. The reason I want American cheese is I want it to be nice and melty. Also, the flavor of American cheese. Kitchen tip. Kraft, whatever. Kraft is good. It's fine. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. I'm kind of ambivalent at this point. Like, if I'm gonna need American cheese and that's all that I have, it's fine. I don't love the flavor. If you can find a better American cheese, take a look and see if you can find one. This is, what is this? This is Horizon, I think? Yeah, this is Horizon Organic American Cheese. It gives you that melty flavor, but it's definitely, or melty texture, but the flavor is I think, much better than Kraft. So I'm gonna do, so here's the scenario, right? I've cooked my sausage. Theoretically, if I had timed everything properly, I could have melted the cheese on top of the sausage, and everything would have been nice and hot and bubbly, and it would have just melted that cheese. I didn't really feel like dealing with it at that moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just melt it on a nonstick pan. So where's our small nonstick, Janelle?
It's hanging where it hangs.
What?
It's hanging where it always hangs.
Okay, where is that?
Right in front of your eyeballs.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know where anything is. You put everything in weird places.
Live there.
Okay. So, well, this burner is so hot. All right, whatever. We're just gonna do it. So we have this like. Oh, here's another thing. Kitchen endorsement. Farberware nonstick pans. They're relatively inexpensive. I guess Wirecutter is probably the one that.
Serious Eats.
Serious Eats recommends these. And just like, I don't know, they're $20 ish. We
More or less. I think this one was 30.
Yeah, we had a nonstick pan that was sort of a workhorse for a couple of years. We should have thrown it out earlier than we did. We just got these new nonstick pans. It's amazing. It's amazing the difference when you get a new nonstick pan. The nonstick coating when it's new, man, it is so nice. Anyway, so we're gonna do a dumb thing, but it's completely possible to do. And we're gonna just melt the American cheese directly on the nonstick pan, and then just slap it on the sandwich. Actually, before I do that, I should probably get our actual plating going here. So. Okay. So I'm going to take this bread and this is fine. So we're gonna do slice, 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 and I'm just gonna throw this mayo on there. And here's a trick: if you're making basically any kind of sandwich that needs mayo both sides of the bread. It really helps. I highly recommend it. Like a BLT, mayo both sides of the BLT. It's put lettuce on both sides of the BLT. It's a Serious Eats trick, but it's a good one. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of mayo.
These eggs are.
They're getting there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're coming in hot. It's fine. All right. So we're gonna mayo our bread. All right, and I'm gonna just whoops. I want to get hot sauce where Toby can eat it. That would be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna just do probably low heat on American cheese here. And I'm just going to slap it in the pan and melt it. Ideally, I would have a spatula for this, but we're kind of like low on spatulas right now, hilariously. So I'm going to just try using these tongs. And we'll see how it goes. Let's go to camera 3 here. Okay. So you'll see it shouldn't stick. It may stick a little. I don't know if this is going to work very well. I've done this very successfully in the past, but I don't know if it's going to work. It's like what you really want is the spatula.
Use this.
Oh yeah, that'll work better. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you can see it's getting melty already. So I'm gonna use my spatula to put the sausage patties on the sandwiches. They're a little bit smaller than I was hoping.
Why don't you just cut them in half and kind of
Yeah,
spread
I
them?
mean, yeah, I could get fancy, but I could also just do this. I could also just kind of bullshit it. I kind of made them the size that I would normally make them for a hamburger bun, and so that's why they're round. And I wasn't thinking about this the actual scale of the bread. Okay, this is going to be very melty cheese now. Okay. It's fine, whatever. And all right, so yeah, this will kind of work, kind of. Here, I'm just gonna slide it off the pan. Oh, you guys aren't seeing this, but that's fine. It basically melted completely, which is completely all right because we kind of want that anyway. Actually, for the size of this bread, I would have done 2 slices of cheese. But we'll live with it. I guess they can't see me applying it to the bread. That's okay. So you can see Janelle's, like, you're getting pretty close here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite done.
No.
But see how porridge-like it is? It's really delicate. And for food safety, I like to, at the end, I like to switch to a different spatula, like at the very end for getting it out of the pan. Janelle's shaking her head no, but I think we ought to be, and I'm actually kind of curious, what's the temperature on this? So the temperature of this right now is 150. So, you're getting pretty close to FDA safe eggs here. That's probably actually where we're going to stop is 160. We were talking about this on the Discord the other day, but my understanding of that stuff at this point is that it is a logarithmic scale, and the longer you hold it at a particularly hot temperature, like the longer you hold it at 150, it's doing as much of the killing as it would be for 10 seconds at 165, right? So with a method like this where you're really slow cooking it, I have very few concerns
This is done, basically.
about the temp. I would go a little bit more than that, probably. No? It's up to you. We're gonna get this cheese off of here. Yeah, I basically turned this cheese into like melted Velveeta, but that's totally fine. In fact, it makes it fairly easy to apply to the bread.
Yeah, I would say this is done. Want me to switch spatulas? What?
Hmm?
You want me to switch?
Yeah, give it a switch, just for... Okay. Well, we're gonna do salt before we do plating. So, here's another thing that's controversial, but whatever. I mean, we're very, like, Bon Appetit cooks. So, we're gonna... Yeah. We're gonna do a pretty healthy amount of salt here. Okay. Janelle's like, oh, I want my eggs to taste good. Want to do pepper?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a crack of pepper.
Okay.
It's a lot of eggs. All right. So here we'll Normally this would look prettier on brioche, but I think this is going to be tastier on this fresh bread. Okay. I think I had yeah, okay, that's fine. So here we'll do a shot there. So that's
Okay.
what we're going for. Oh, Janelle's like, I want to eat.
These are gonna be overcooked.
Okay. Well, you can give this one to me. Okay. All right, that's mine. This is yours. Okay. So, oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
there's just more.
oh, okay. Here, I'll just kind of always have the extra there. All right. We got eggs.
Yay!
Here, take a bite. It's a little bit of a sloppy sando if you don't have the brioche. And in terms of sandwich construction, I would probably give this like a 7 out of 10. And I'm very mindful of that myself. What do you think? Is it good? Janelle's just like, eh.
Yeah, good.
It's good?
There's no salt in the butter.
Yeah, unsalted butter. Always do unsalted butter so that you can add however much salt you want to the eggs. So, like, summing up, I guess I should have a bite too. Whatever.
Yeah, cool.
I want to try your bread. A big sloppy bite. Oh yeah, we did salt the butter. No, we didn't salt the butter. But yeah, you can add as much salt as you want. I do generally agree with the Bon Appetit people that people under season
The sausage is pretty salty.
typically. The sausage is very salty, so you can take that into account depending on what you're cooking with. But yeah, I'll do this sandwich with like bacon. Any kind of bread works fine. Again, like a brioche is easier than this. It holds the egg better. I mean, if you want to up your sandwich construction points, you can fry the egg instead of doing the. Janelle prefers the fried egg. The thing is, like, I think the sandwich tastes better with scrambled. I like the texture of it, but anyway. So yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, it's just pink. It's just got a little pink color in it because it's smoked. Anyway, I guess we're just gonna eat, which is sort of awkward. So I guess we'll just end the stream here. But I don't know. I feel like I didn't watch chat enough. I feel like I didn't prep enough. But I hope that people got something out of that. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I just want to thank Twist for requesting this because it was kind of fun to just like set up the camera and everything. But maybe we'll do more of these with things that are maybe a little bit easier to prep ahead of time. Yeah. Anyway.
Eat your food.
Oh yeah, I gotta eat the food. All right, cool. Bye. We'll see you all later. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the people who subscribed. I'm sorry I missed some of you. This was just a really wacky morning trying to set everything up and figure out how this is gonna work. But anyway, have a good rest of your day. And yeah, if you have any like questions about any of this that I missed, just ask me in the Discord or on the next stream or whatever. Okay, bye everyone. Bye.